Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing another nail video. The last one I did was me doing my daughter's nails, and this one is going to be me doing my nails. I need to do a fill-in and new design. So before we get into the video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get into it.
Room full of beautiful women, but I'm online. Room full of women and they notice me. Now all they wanna listen to is jealousy. Freaking you. Is there a freak in you? Come and talk to me.
So first of all, we have to get started by grinding off that old polish that I had on there before we can fill it in and my phone died. Anyways, back to it. Do new fill-in so I can get the new design on there. I am doing a basic just French tip. I haven't done it in a really long time, and you will see at the end of the video, I just did the acrylic polish actually on my toes. I had never done it before, and I thought about making a video, but to be quite honest with you, I can't get my legs to bend in the way I need to bend them in order to do all of my toes. So I only did my big toes, but I mean, I think it turned out really good. I'm definitely going to practice, and maybe eventually I will try and do all of my toes. I really just didn't want to mess it up. Me and Babe's 2-year anniversary is this weekend, so I don't know exactly what our plans are. He has a surprise for me, so I'm pretty excited for that. But I needed to, he told me I was going to want to have my nails done, and I knew I was going to have my nails done anyways, but you know, I wanted to go with something classic, something that was going to match everything. And like I said, I haven't done a basic French white tip in a while, so, and I don't have the white tips. It's all like clear. My acrylic is like the clear. So the actual French tip itself is like free-handed. So I'm really proud of how they turned out. Again, I'm going to get better with practice, of course, but I'm really proud of myself and how it turned out. So, but that's what they look like. I've got them all filled in there with the acrylic. So I've done the filing. Now I'm just getting them all buffed out. And I'm about to start on the design part of the process. Could have filed them down just a tad more, but it's okay. They're still not too thick. But first, with the gel, I have to lay down my primer before I can put the first layer of the gel color. So there is the color I went with on the actual like base of it for underneath the white tip, so you can't like see through it. Just like a little nude color to make it look as natural as possible. This is the goal. Got to get that laid down on all my fingers. Let it dry. And then I did another coat of it because it was a little thin. Like I said, if you've watched any of my nail videos before, if you use gel polish, I promise use thin layers. It's much easier to put another layer on than take it off. And it is, when it dries, it is not as see-through as what it might look like before it dries. So just trust the process. Thin layers. I'd rather it take a little bit longer and look a little better than it be super, super thick. So I have to get my white out for my tips. Gonna put it on my little resin tray I've got there. And I used one of my tools that has it's not the longest. I've got one that has a shorter one, and I've got one that has a longer one. I did think I was going to originally use the shorter one, but I figured that this one might be a little easier if I can get it to move the way I need it to move, like on the curve part of the fridge tip. So, and it did end up working out in my favor. So I didn't do my longest and I didn't do my shortest, but what I did was I laid down that initial line there, and then I took polish in and I filled the rest of the tip in, and then I kind of decided from there if I needed to like extend it down more or like bring the sides down more. So really just trial and error. And if you don't know, gel polish, before you like put it under the lamp and cure it, you literally can just wipe it off. So I did end up having to do that a couple times with this, obviously, with that, having to do that line. And like I said, I'm really, really proud of how they turned out, especially my right hand, because I'm right-handed. So I had to do it with my left hand, and I was a little scared, but it turned out super good. So I was really, really happy with it. But there I am filling in the tip part of it with the white, and you got to make sure you put it on the sides, make sure you get it on the tip, fully cap that nail in so you don't miss any sides. Because trust me, I know we have all done it and missed an edge and then be fully done and not even notice it until like the very next day when you're like out and about, and it's like, are you serious? I spent hours on my nails and I missed a whole edge. So try and take a peek before you do the final coat. Just try and make that maybe a habit that you do, just one final walk through, check everything out before we put that final top coat on, just so that way we don't have to go back and fix it later. Just making sure. This is my OCD kicking in. My perfectionist of it all. I always try and tell myself, once it gets to that point, because once it gets to that point, it's like, okay, this is going to be good. This is probably, because if you do too much to it, you're just going to totally mess the whole thing up. And that's going to turn out to be way more of a pain than just relax, trust the process. This angle was definitely a lot better than my last nail video. Sorry, y'all. I still need one of those tripods that just hangs right over, because that's obviously going to be 10 times better than y'all can see even better what it is that I'm doing. But I'm definitely much happier with the way this one turned out. And I did edit some of it out, because this definitely took me much longer than what was in this video. I think when I was editing everything together, it was like 200 minutes at first, and then I edited it down and sped it up and all that good stuff, and it brought it down to what it ended up being. So if y'all are learning how to do your nails, trust me, does not take me this short amount of time, obviously. Getting that tip filled in, checking it out. Doing my pinky in that one, that's why you can't really see. But see, I've got my little pinky out there supporting my hand to help me with it shaking. That one was a little bit more of a reach there. Kind of felt like I had a little bit less control of the brush because I was working on that. And then I didn't want to mess up the other tips, but I didn't want to take the time to dry each individual nail, 1.5 minutes each. And then that was just going to add even more time onto it, and I wasn't about to do that. So it ended up turning out good anyways. So get that filled in. Make sure all my edges are filled in. Capped in, if you will. Just slow and steady. I don't recommend trying to do your nails when you have a time limit, because then you're stressed out and you're trying to rest and you're doing too much, moving too fast, and you're gonna make a mistake. It's inevitable. Don't do yourself like that. Oh, that's what they look like. That's what they look like. Look. I'm so excited. So excited. So proud of myself too. And I am so ready. Next Monday, it is currently right now Thursday. Next Monday, I start beauty school and I learn how to do all of this. Like even more. I'm so ready. I have been wanting to do it since like elementary school, middle school. That's what that hand ended up turning out like. I believe I've already done the top coat on that nail. Yep. So now I'm starting on my left hand, and I did time lapse this one because I did my full hand, and I didn't want the video to go too long because, like I said, originally I had 200 minutes of footage, so I didn't want it to be too terribly long, so I did do a time lapse on that hand. So that's why that one was sped up just a little bit more. But I'm going to do my top coat, get them all dry, and then I'll show y'all. So this is the finished product. There is my left hand. That was the first one. That's the one y'all watched me do. And then this is my right hand, which, like I said, I'm super proud of the way that one turned out because I am right-handed, so I had to freehand the tips. And this was my acrylic toes that I was telling y'all about, which I will bring that up again in the outro. Sorry, I filmed that at the same time before I did this voiceover, but that's what they turned out like. Super proud of them. Super ready to go out with babe Saturday, and I feel all elegant and ready to go. So I just showed you how the nails turned out, which I think they turned out amazing, especially for the tips being like free-handed. I'm excited. And then my toes, I showed y'all my toes too in that last video. I didn't make a video of that because that was the first time I've ever done like acrylic on toes. And I only did my big toe simply because my body doesn't move in the way I need it to be able to do my other toes. Maybe once I get a little bit more comfortable with it, I can do that for y'all. But I do like how they turned out. And like I said, I only did the big toe. And I know you can tell a little bit, but I mainly did them for this weekend for mine and babe's anniversary weekend. Because I wanted my nails and my toes to match and all that. And I feel like super like elegant and bougie, whatever. But I'm really excited with how they both turned out. So if you guys have made it to this end of this video, I highly appreciate it. Again, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button before you leave, and I will see you guys in the next one.